So, it's been a while. Pretty much a year. I have been working on stuff, but I've only now kind of decided to make another video. So, where have I been? What I've been doing? So, a while back, I might have mentioned some big news happening. Well, it's about my family. So, me and my wife currently, or before, had two daughters, and we were expecting a third child. Beknownst to us, we didn't realize until our first ultrasound that we were having twins. So we ended up having twin boys. Very exciting, very different, shakes things up a lot. So it's been a pretty crazy time. I've been back to work for a little bit now. Also finding daycare and stuff for our girls was a big thing. But things are moving on, trying to get everything sorted, get ready for doing a Kickstarter to try to get the funds to finish pretty much the art. The rest of the game is operational in its own way, but kind of bringing everything together, making things pretty, making things kind of work the way I want it to, in the sense that it all kind of collaborates together. Also, just making more characters. I want there to be tons of things to fight, and I want there to be tons of heroes. But the issue is that's art. The systems are there. I can make whatever hero I want and whatever enemy I want, but I don't have necessarily the skills or the ability to do it fast enough to put out the art that I need. So I'm going to move to Kickstarter to try to get some cash flow in, because I'm kind of running low on money. I've invested a lot into this project, and now we're kind of getting close to the end. I could release with what little art assets I have, but I feel like it'll do the game a disservice. So Kickstarter will also encourage people to kind of, buy the game in advance. Also get some nice feedback from people in the community. So yeah, so that's kind of where I've been. These are some random bits of AI art. As you can see, this stuff is a little weird. There's a lot of back muscles, or I guess chest back. But this, of course, is not full AI. This is using the source of the artist I have doing the splash art. He's a fantastic artist, but he's a fantastic artist, period. Interestingly enough, when you use AI, the algorithms need something to kind of source off of. So he took some of the sketch art, we took some of that stuff and punched it through, and AI generated some really interesting things. Now, AI is great, but it's not really, in my opinion, going to replace someone who is highly skilled. It'll be used as a tool for sure, a great way to get ideas, like, this is what happens when you mess up some prompts. It just fills it full of skulls. But this is another thing, like, to me, this isn't perfect. Like, it's cool, but I see characters. I see characters that I would love to commission an artist, which actually I'm currently working with an artist who he actually did the wizard, and it will probably be my main person for commissioning for more of the pixel characters. But like here, I could literally design all these into characters. I just need to have them into sprites and animations. So yeah, so that's kind of where things are. I'm back on track to doing stuff. I'd like to get the Kickstarter up and running sooner rather than later, of course. In the interim, just hammering out bugs, getting things sorted, writing tons of quest dialogue and quest lines for different things. I'll talk about the questing system a little bit later. But yeah, so let's move on to one of the other things I took a video of. So we have here the rough version of the hero select. So once you start the game, after the world is generated, you are given the option of selecting your chosen hero for the start of the game. So you will be able to choose from one of 3 starting heroes, but as you progress through the game and every time you encounter and recruit another hero, they'll get unlocked in your overall game, so your game plus mode pretty much. So if you start a new campaign and you've played one through, you've unlocked some heroes. When you start from new or from scratch, those hero classes will already be available to you. So we have a couple different people here as we move through. different ones. You see someone, this would be someone who's in the splash art. And same thing, wizard that's in the splash art. So you select, you can see different stats and information. Some of these are missing their specific attack information, so what attacks they have. But yeah, that's just a little rundown. After this, you select that character, and then you move on to the next phase. So let's talk about the quest system. So pretty much how we're going to have things work is that there are a set number of handwritten quests and kind of a compiled library of chunks of quests that will be combined together with an algorithm to create new quests. The whole idea is trying to avoid having people repeat a quest. You know, you don't want to always go and kill the same 3 things. You want the world should always be changing. So how it's been set up is that pretty much once a quest is achieved, pass or fail, it gets locked away for that specific instance of your game. Of course, if you start a brand new game, then all the quests are available. So right now we have a few things. This is just a little demo screen so I can check how my quests are going. But if I generate a quest, your team sees something shiny, so we can either accept or decline. You only have one active main quest at a time. So let's accept it. So this goes away. I'm going to use the quest trigger, which pretty much just triggers whatever the needed thing is. It could be a skill check, it could be a combat, it could be going to a certain location. So this is just my way to quick trigger things. So pretty much your party finds 5 gold. Let's generate another one. So this is test your strength. So this will be a strength check. So pretty much you'll nominate one of your party members to test their strength against another strength characteristic. There is no rolling, no real background numbers. This is pretty much a flat number check, but you don't necessarily know what your opponent has. But in some instances, you can choose not to do things because the consequences could be nothing, could be something bad, something good. So we're just going to decline. It looks like we get laughed at, and what happens in this instance, the quest giver doesn't go away. They're just kind of put to sleep for a little bit in the sense that you won't be able to trigger it again, but eventually they'll be back because you never beat this guy. So he'll be back later. Let's generate. Oh, look, he's there. We can accept this time. Let's see if we can beat him. We beat him. And in doing so, he decides that we're strong enough that he'd like to join our guild. So now we have this character join our guild. The good old kill some rats in the basement. So this is one of different types of quests. I'll have chained quests. So effectively a quest that if you pass or fail, it generates a second quest that's within the scope of that story. So chain quests can be as like 2-3 quests. It could be a long overarching quest line. But the idea is that you can choose to accept or decline. So if we decline this, we get laughed at because he's just lazy and doesn't want to actually deal with the rats himself. But if we generate, let's see if we can generate another one. See, right now this system doesn't block out the ones that we've succeeded in. So now, okay, so we got him again. So let's accept. This time when we accept, we kill 1, 2, 3 rats. 3 rats get killed. Pretty much the trigger is triggering each time you successfully kill a rat, it triggers. After killing, we're offered a bowl of stew. So this stew would actually give a buff to your party for a certain amount of combats. So that is the quest system roughly in a nutshell. Test your strength against Tyrone the Titan. I'm very bad at this.
Please like and subscribe.